What's up guys, I'm Nico of CamCrunch, and in today's video I want to do a review on the Yongnuo YN-560. This is a flash that I've been using for many years now actually, and I've done many sort of demo videos on the CamCrunch channel using this flash, and I've also done a few videos on specific features of this flash like the slave mode, but I've never actually done a full review and why I recommend this flash to you guys. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Now we all know there are a whole bunch of flashes that you can get out there, and there are a lot of expensive ones, cheaper ones, and some of them are really good. Some of them are technically better than this Yongnuo YN-560, like the flagship Canon or Nikon flashes, Sony flashes, all those big brands, they produce great flashes. But the reason why the YN-560 is so popular, and the reason why I recommend it to you guys that are starting off with off-camera flash work, is because it has all of the features that you need to do off-camera flash work and nothing more. And because they don't add a whole bunch of bells and whistles that you're not going to be using for off-camera flash work, and of course because it doesn't have the big name attached to it, it's very cheap. So let's run down through the features that this flash has that you need for off-camera flash. The first feature is the full manual power control and all of the levels that it gives you. So this flash is actually very strong. It puts out a lot of power. It's not quite as much as a top-end Canon or Nikon flash, but from my experience, it comes very close because I've owned the the 580EX2 by Canon, and I've done a whole bunch of videos about those too. But this one produces almost as much power, not quite as much power, but almost as much power. It also gives you different levels of power output, so you can actually decrease the power and increase the power in many increments, so it gives you a lot of options to do that. Now another feature that it has is the zoom functionality, and when you're talking about the zoom when it comes to a flash, you're talking about how wide or how narrow the beam of light gives off. And again, it does give you a lot of levels. I believe it's from 24 mil to 105 mil, and you also have this optional diffuser which makes it even wider, this wide angle diffuser. You also have this wide angle card here for bouncing if you're going to use this on camera, but I don't really recommend this for on camera work because it doesn't have ETTL, which makes it a little bit harder. You also have this swivel head right here, and it's also got the tilt head, which makes it nice. Now, one cool thing about this flash that some of the newer flashes don't actually have, and I'll actually talk about that in a future video as well when I'm comparing this flash to other Yongnuo flashes, is it has a port for external power. And the port for external power is very good. I don't actually use it myself, but when you're out on the field and you don't want to be switching batteries a lot, you can use that port for external battery power. What that will also do is, because you're providing additional power to your flash, you can have very fast recycle times even when you're shooting at full power output. Now, some of the features that it does have is the slave mode, which I did demo in another video. And what the slave mode will basically do is it will allow you to trigger this flash using another flash. So when this flash sees another flash fire, it can flash as well. And another way to trigger this, of course, is the PC sync port, which is available here. You also can trigger this with wireless flash triggers, which is what I do personally. I use the Yongnuo RF602s. The 603s are sort of the later versions, and they all work fine. I'll have those linked in the description box down below as well. In terms of the build quality, it's actually built fairly good. The plastic is very hard, and when I owned the the Canon 580EX2, it was actually pretty comparable. Now there was a difference in heft because this feels a little more hollow than the Canon flash that I had, but that's probably because that flash had more electronics built into it because of the ETTL, high-speed sync, all the other electronics necessary to make that flash work. To secure the flash onto your camera, you do have this, the hot shoe mount. It's sort of a screw lock, which is like the first version of the Canon flashes. They used to use this sort of screw lock mechanism, which is, you know, fairly good. You just have to tighten it. And to power the flash, you use 4 AA batteries. So that is basically a rundown of the flash itself. Now again, this flash just has everything that you need to do off-camera flash work. I didn't mention any features like eCTL, high-speed sync, or any of that stuff. And because of that, they actually sell for a very low price. These sell for less than $100. I believe they sell for less than $70. The newest version. This is the first version. They have a third version now, and that sells for like $70 or less. So that is a very, very good deal. I actually own 3 of these now. I actually own 2 of these and then a higher end Yongnuo flash, and none of them have broken on me. I've given 2 of these flashes away in giveaways, and I haven't heard back from those people with any negative comments about this flash. And I've recommended this flash to a whole bunch of people on this that watch these videos, and they've all had a lot of good success using this flash. So that's why I recommend the Yongnuo YN-560. If you guys want to see demos of me using this flash, I'm going to have a link to a whole bunch of videos actually where I use at least one of this flash. In some of the videos I use other flashes as well in conjunction with this flash. So you can mix and match flashes if you want, but I've used this for a whole bunch of videos and I'll link those down below. I'll also have a link to the cheapest price for this Yongnuo YN-560 and the later versions of this flash if you care about that. Again, I'm Nico of CamCrunch, and I hope that you found this video helpful. Like, subscribe, favorite the video if you haven't yet. Follow me on the social networks. The links will be down below, and I'll see you guys next time.